you know, really understanding our products and the time that we're in is going to be very important in building your business in 7K. And this morning, I want to hone in on one of our key products. It's the engine of our product. It's the engine of our business. It's what I call the overhead to keep your lights on in your business. So, most people, have no chance in really starting a business part-time while they're working in a job because there's just too much risk associated, too much headache, too much pressure, too much stress. But here we've got that opportunity. We can start a business for under $500. And then we, our overhead, our rent, or instead of paying rent or electric bills or insurance or whatever, to keep your business open, we have a basic product that's very unique, and it's called an MS-70 Silver Eagle. And there's our California Silver Eagle that we're doing right now. And this is one of the products that I'm going to talk about right there. And so that makes you active. Just buying that product every month, makes you active. And that particular product is 15 points. Now, if you're buying what we call one of our unique variety coins, like the SCOFA here that I got last month, that's a unique, more rare product. It gains value a lot faster. And I'm going to just explain that in a second. And this is the one I just got this past month. That's a beautiful, just look at that MS-70 right there. And a beautiful coin. And again, it gains value in time. That's the engine of our company. That's what makes you active and enables you to make a $500 cycle check. And if you're not active and you don't have a partner on your left and a partner on your right team, then you can't make that $500 check. But you can accumulate, as long as you're active, you can accumulate all those points that are happening in your team into your counter. Points are dollars. So, it goes up 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. I've got people in the business got over 100,000 points in some of their counters, and they just pulling it out slowly as they pull out the other side. They might have 150,000 over here, and they're pulling it out from this side. Okay, this is so unlike any other company ever in the direct selling industry, or direct marketing, or multi-level marketing, or network marketing. But we're a member direct marketing company, so get used to the terminology, because we are changing this industry, and that's one of the great parts of what this company is doing. It is changing the way, the image, and the way network marketing has been done in the past. It is a true innovative leader. And when I say it's going to be the Amazon of the gold and silver market and the numismatic world, it's going to be that leader of three separate multi-billion-dollar markets. And that's significant. That is significant. That's being on the leading edge of what's coming, and you're all part of it. Just kind of think back, if you'd have been in that same room with Bill Gates in that garage, and you'd have been part of that team, or you'd have been back there in that dormitory room with that thing they were talking about, social media, and then we're going to have this little page, everybody can put their pictures up, Facebook, or even with Jeff Bezos. We're going to sell books online. We're going to sell them at a discount. We're going to put all the stores out of business, and we're not even going to make a profit for the next 5 years. And everybody laughed at him, even me. But the next statement he said out of his mouth after that was, "Hey, and then we're going to go into all the other aspects of retailing, and we're going to just change the way retail's done in this world." And everybody had a big guttural laugh at him, and you're not even going to make a profit. Yeah. Yeah, but look at who's one of the largest retailers in the world. Put Sears out of business, put a lot of other companies out of business, and almost put Walmart out of business. Yeah. Well, see, that's what's happening, and that's what you got your hands on with 7K. Let me tell you the vehicle that they got. And I'm going to talk about one. I'm going to home in on one product today, and this is this product right here, the MS-70. What's an MS-70 Silver Eagle? And you notice it's got the 7K logo and the NGC logo simultaneously on the same label. And that's very important for a reason. I'm also pull up another basic coin that we got in between the state series. And if you notice, you got the PCSG logo and the 7K logo on that Silver Eagle right there. That's a one-of-a-kind coin right there. See, because we were starting out with PCSG Silver Eagles. Now, what's a Silver Eagle? A Silver Eagle is this bullion coin right here. This little thing right there looks the same as this one, except I've got it in my hand. It's loose, okay? Now, they produce these every year. Right now, they're making the 2020s, okay? When I have in my hands the 2019, okay? Now, there's not much numismatic value in that because, see, I'm holding it in my hand. I put it in other people's hands. We call that a bullion coin. Okay, now it's got a premium on it because it's a country's currency, and it's a Silver Eagle. So it has a premium over and above what we call a generic bullion coin. A generic bullion coin is priced a little bit above spot. You know, somewhere the cost of the coin plus the profit of the mint that's making it, and then the cost of distributing it, you know, from the mint to the dealer, and then a little bit of markup from the dealer to distribute it to its customer. And so for a generic bullion coin, you're going to be talking about somewhere when they buy it from the dealer, somewhere between 12 and 28 cents above spot, typically above spot. The spot what? Spot bid price or the spot ask price? That's the spot ask price, because that's the lowest price a seller is willing to accept for a specific metal. So it's kind of learning the terms that we're talking about. But that's a generic bullion coin. And why do we buy those coins? We buy them to protect our wealth, to plan for catastrophic events. We buy them to diversify. You know, we buy them to hold them instead of cash, which gets diluted all the time when they magically print money electronically in the government from year to year without really even printing money. But man, when they have to print money and they magically create it digitally, that makes it even worse. You know, so gold and silver doesn't lose its purchasing power. So that's why we encourage everybody to have, and we teach people about bullion and why to have it in your own hot little hands and not sitting over in some bank, okay? Or some. Now you can have it in private vaults, but please do not put it in safety deposit boxes in banks, because you don't own it. The bank owns it. Okay, now let's get back to that MS-70. What's the difference between this bullion coin, the Silver Eagle, okay, and I'll teach you about the premiums later, but that's not what I want to do. Watch your buyer's certification. You're going to learn a lot about all this stuff in your buyer's certification. And if you haven't watched it, watch it. And if you watched it, go back and watch it again. I mean, I've watched it 3 or 4 or 5 times, and I've been in the gold and silver market for over 30 years. I always learn something different when I watch it again. It's amazing, you know. So when they're making millions of these every year, millions and millions of this bullion coin, they inspect them on that Shelton scale from 1 to 70. And a 70 is a perfect coin. So where they got quite a few criteria to make, just than other than just being no defects, no little flaws, no little chips, no little scratches, you know, no little you know, the clarity of the letters, the clarity of the image, the clarity of the every little detail that's under microscope, 5 times 5 powered microscope, and they got trained eyes that grade these coins. So they're 2 largest, most reputable grading companies in the world are NGC, and PCSG. Those are the two most noted rating companies, and they have products rated by them. They're certified. They're like titled, like a deedle on a car at coin comes with a title. Okay, and that's the authenticity of it and proof of ownership, and it's certified that it's truly a perfect coin by the backing of those companies and their reputation. Okay, so there's less than 5% of these that grade out to be an MS-70 every year throughout history since 1986. And many years they're not even 3%. Some years they're not even 2%. Some years a lot less than that. It just depends on how they cranking them out, what the demand is, and that gets me to point to what I want to teach you today. Okay, this is the overhead of our product. We got a product of value. Okay, we teach people about the $1.2 million mistake in our presentation, and that's a true historical fact. If you'd have bought one of these every month since they started making them, an MS-70, since 1986, you'd have spent somewhere, you'd actually spent less than $40,000, but it doesn't matter. Let's just say $40,000. And that's what you would have put into it. Now, if you'd have been putting that $100 a month over into a mutual fund or any kind of stock, I'll tell you what, after that same time period, you would not have $1.2 million. But this is the only one that you would have had $1.2 million with over that same time period with any of them. Because stocks go up, stocks go down, they get broken. That's what happens. Okay. Trust me, I know about that. And so do a lot of you that's experienced those ups and downs. Most of the time, your stocks, your mutual funds, they just barely break even for you over a period of time. If you've been one of the lucky ones that retire and cashed out, really, where it's at the high right before it took its big dip again. Okay. And so, this is the end. That's what keeps your lights on. So don't become a member and not get this. This is one of the most valuable lessons that I can possibly teach you, is to buy this coin every single month. And yes, buy the Silver Eagle. And in particular, this year, 2020. And that brings me to the point that I want to communicate to you today in this business principle. And by the way, I'm buying a lot more of these this year. And here's why. Y'all know all about this coronavirus. Y'all all know everything that's happened in the stock market. You all know that people's jobs are being shut down. We all understand we're at home right now, many people. But look how we're conducting business. We're still conducting business in 7K. But the point that I really want to try and make today is this coin, this state series. I'm gonna share my screen a little bit right here with you on this, and so I'm gonna use pictures and words to tell the same thing that we're talking about. And this is what we talk about in our, in our wealth strategies brochure that you all get with your premium membership. And that's why you need to have these. Okay. Well, that's that $1.2 million mistake. Now, one of the things I want to talk to you about is, look, depending on the year, why are some of these coins worth so much more than some of the other coins? And it goes to the point that I told you. In certain years, they didn't have 5% of them that graded out to be MS-70. They may have only had 3.5% the total. But that's all that will be in the whole world for the rest of the world. And a lot of them, they get damaged. They get passed down to other people. Some people don't even know what they are. And literally, I've seen some people break these seals, get that coin out. Now, how stupid is that? That's as stupid as it gets, isn't it? Because just to package, rate it, and do it like that costs about $25. That's about the cost of that. So you add it to your bullion value, and now you get into what the cost of the coin is. Okay. So if your bullion is $20 and 25, It costs 45 before it goes out the door. Okay. And that's before 7K buys it. Okay. Now, here's the key. In 2012, where you bought that coin back in 2012, you could sell it on the open market for $150. Now, that was back almost 2.5 years ago when we did this presentation. That coin's worth, but you can go and you can Google it and you can see that coin's worth more today than $150. They averaging about 225. And so look how much value it's gained in just such a short period of time. This 1996 MS-70, again, a year of very low production of MS-70 Silver Eagles. Back when we did the presentation, were $6,000. Hey, how about $8,300? That's the last one that was sold. I mean, look, in just the short period of time we did this presentation, and now look what the values were. Well, let's take the 1999, brings me to a big subject I want to talk about today, about 2020. 1999, that was the year preceding what? Y2K. Everybody in the world was buying gold and silver. I mean, bought everything. The mints couldn't make it fast enough. They didn't have time. They had such demand for gold and silver during Y2K because the world was coming to an end, right? Computers were going to crash. Y'all all remember that? And if you don't, go back and do a little research on it. Well, the mints could not make silver bullion and coins and silver eagles. Eagles have the highest demand over generics. And there's a reason for that. We won't do that. You find out about that in your buyer certification. And they just didn't have time to grade the coins. And so few of them were available in the year 1999. That means rarity. That means scarcity. That they're not readily available. It's supply and demand. Those old economic supply and demand things work all the time, no matter what. And we're finding that out in everything. Well, those coins, at the time they did this presentation with 7K, they were worth $19,000. The last one last year sold for over $23,000. So what's the worth of them today? More than $23,000, that's for sure, because nobody's going to sell one for less than what it was sold for the last time. Okay? So look how much that's appreciated just in the short period of 2 years when this presentation was done. Brings me to my point. How hard is it to buy silver bullion right now? Everybody's sold out, right? Coronavirus, helicopter money being trillions and trillions of dollars being created out of magic air. The financial world is not dumb. Banks are not dumb. Rich people are not dumb. And we're teaching the average person not to be dumb too, not to be taken advantage of. And that's the point of my discussion here today. I don't care how many California coins I get this month, or whatever the next state is next month, or the next state. But in 1999, I'm going to buy a lot of these Silver Eagles, because even if they end up being only worth $3,000, like the 1996, because they're just not going to be that many of them. But 7K already has all of theirs to supply you and I. Isn't that phenomenal? This company is a visionary company. They already have what has been projected as all of their coinage needs to October of next year, in-house, in hand. I think these coins are going to be so valuable this year in 2020. And our variety coins have already proven to give us 25, 30, 50%, 100%, 200% gains in just a few short months over this past year. We've got 4 coins that we bought in a variety coin this past year that have returns of over 300% that we can sell in the open market for 3, 4, 5 times what we purchased them for on our auto saver, that kept our business open to earn a check. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, it just doesn't get that easier. And the people you're talking to, if you show them my little video here and the value of this, when they asking you, well, I can Google this and see that, they just, I call these people, part of my rules of life. I gave a presentation a few weeks ago about my 7 rules of life. And I call these kind of people, the second rule of life is don't listen to dream stealers. Don't listen to those who tell you it can't be done, that you're doing something wrong, that those around you are always willing to try and talk you out of doing what you think is right. You believe in what you are doing. You believe in yourself. Don't listen to losers. Who do you want to take advice from? Your loser friend or multimillionaire like me that succeeded in life in just about everything I've done? Thank God, he blessed me and gave me knowledge and power that is beyond my understanding. But don't take advice from people who are failures. Take advice from people who sincerely know what they're talking about and can back it up with facts instead of what their opinion is. Everybody in the world has an opinion. Everybody has an opinion. It's just what it's worth. Take opinions from people who have facts, people who have knowledge, people who have experience. Take opinions from winners, not losers. Take advice from winners, not losers. You can do what you would like with your coins, but I know what I'm doing this year, and I'm acquiring as many of them as I possibly can. And I don't have any problem in having a lot of active centers now because I keep our grandchildren's centers active. I keep quite a few centers active because I want those products, and I want them for a reason. I want them because they are going to gain value more than anything else to where I can put my money right now. And I truly believe that this is a year like Y2K. And all you have to do is look all around you and see that. They're pushing, the mint is being pushed to get the silver eagle bullion out as fast as possible. Everybody's jerking on them. Deliver, deliver, deliver. Gimme. I got people who want to buy this for $25 an ounce. I got people who want to buy it for $28 an ounce. Man, I need it. They're going to be pushing them out the door. Those presses are going to be they're going to be pumping so hot they're almost going to be melting that silver coming out the press. Oh, we're in for a ride this year, and 7K is growing because we get to grow. We get to do meetings like this. We need trainings like this, and you can still be quarantined in your house and build a business. And that's the information you need to be sharing. What products of value? How are we changing people's lives financially? We are fulfilling the mission, you and I, of why 7K was started 3.5 years ago. And I encourage every one of you to just get into your wealth strategies brochure and just look and read that message and just see how it tugs on your heart, and share that message with the people you're trying to share 7K with, that you're trying to help them. You're trying to give them information so they can make an informed decision with what to do with their finances, so they can protect their wealth, so they can accumulate more wealth, and that they can have a secure future and a retirement, and add and bring an extra source of income into their household. I mean, that's very powerful. How can one criticize you for trying to help them like that? That's not true criticism. They just don't know what they're talking about. And so with that, I want to encourage you to talk to everybody you know, follow my system, use the email that I just sent out to you this past week. Okay, and I'm gonna pull that up, and that's the tools. I'm gonna get right on there. I'm gonna stop sharing this screen. Okay, and I'm gonna share one more screen, and we're gonna open up the lines for questions and answers here. And I'm gonna share one more screen with you. Okay, and so that you understand what I'm talking about. Rob Rieger, our leader over in California, sent this out last night. I think I sent it out early. I just resent it to everyone. I encourage you to read it, because he's telling you basically what I told you and what I trained in my useful tools. I put in one email everything you need to pique people's interest, to have a conversation, and to share this business. And that was in my March 31 email that I sent out. And if you're, in our team, and you're on my distribution list, and if you're on our team, you're not on our distribution list, get it from somebody that's on your team. Okay. Obviously, I don't send it out to the entire company, because other leaders have different means of training. I don't want to intrude on what they do, and on and how they train. And different leaders train different ways, and this is just the way I train. The company has its training. This is my augmentation to the company's training, because the company's training is the one that's duplicatable to everybody, and everybody knows in my system. I encourage everybody just to do the company training, because that's so highly duplicatable. And this is my augmentation to it, my extra. And it's called Tools and Scripts for All-Out Massive Action to Build Your 7K Teams and Income. And we'll look at that one little email. I did a YouTube training on it, and that's that link right there, and you get to go through. And then I provide you a text conversation where you can have some text conversation. Millennials just seem to love doing text conversation instead of talking. Or you can have the same type of text, using this kind of scripts for a telephone conversation that you're having with your prospective partner or member. And then I give you the 1, 2, 3 punch for people just to follow a formula. Okay, I give you the text, then you can just copy and paste it, and this is your text. Okay, that's step 1. And then step 2 is you're gonna call them back. When you call them back from that step 1, and then you're going to say this. Now you can either personalize it to you, but I am your friend, I am your partner in your business. That's why other people that is not in my team, they can't do this, because I'm not their partner. Okay. But I am your partner. And so everybody that's on this call, everybody that's part of this, that's in my team, I am your partner, and I am making that kind of money. And then you just add in here, I just joined. If you just joined in the last month, I just joined him in his team, and maybe you've made an extra 500 already. That's fine. Or let's say you've been here 3 years. Well, you say, you don't say I just joined. You say I joined him and his team, and I've made an extra $2,000 already, and it's exploding right now. That's why I thought of you. Pop, 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 pop. You see that? So you personalize it. You make it part of you. And then step 3, I tell you what to send them right there, how to do this. And I'll tell you what to do if it's a negative step 3. I mean, if they kind of a little apprehensive, or if they're a little if they're positive, you just go on with a power punch, step 1, 2, 3, and get them enrolled, get them part of the business. And if they seem a little bit not too responsive or apprehensive or kind of pushy offy, I tell them, hey, look, hey, you just need to know this kind of information. It's some inside information by Neil McCoy. I mean, he has nothing to do with 7K, has nothing to do with gold and silver market. He's made us millions in real estate. I'm going to send you this quick little short video. You watch him and you tell me what you think. Okay? And you copy and paste, you send that. And then there goes step 3 and 4 again. You follow up and close. Everybody, you go through this little system I have, and I give you some variations. I give you some other tools to answer questions. You don't answer questions with your mouth. You answer questions with a text and a link, okay? Or you get a person in your upline on the phone. You do not answer questions. You just say, hey, that's a great question. Here, hold on for a minute. Or here, let me send you this link. It answer everything that I think you're looking for. And you send them one of these other tools that I have here as your objection handlers, your question answerers. Okay, and then you got the question and answer section at the bottom of your page on your first on your website. You can send them the website and say, that's a great question. And right here, the company's got the answer. And you send them the link to your website. You tell them to scroll down and bingo, there's their question. There's the answer. Okay. You do not answer questions until you're making $1,000 a week in this business. And until you making $1,000 a week in this business, you don't answer questions. You don't have the ability, the right to answer questions. And you're hurting your prospect because they feel that they have to know everything that you know, and they don't have enough time. But if you do it the way that I teach you and the way that I share with you, that you'll grow your teams faster, bigger, and quicker, and you'll make faster, quicker, bigger checks every week. And so I encourage you to learn everything you can about my system, do my system. I built an organization of over 70,000 people in a short 4-year period in the 90s. And I didn't join that company until it was almost 2 years old when I joined it. And Richard Hanson was the top of the computer on that company too. And Richard's my partner, and I am so glad he never gave up on his dream to recreate what we did back in the 90s, except this one is bigger, better, got a residual, it got a more powerful income stream from anybody. I look at this and I say, this is 15 times easier than the business we did back in the 90s, which gave me financial independence for the rest of my life, and thousands of other people that I know that were partnered up with me. And we want you to have that same type of financial experience and to live that kind of lifestyle with your family and rearing your children like I was able to do. I was with my 2 boys in their formative teenager years. Dad was at home all the time. Dad wasn't out traveling all around the world making hundreds of millions of dollars for the big corporations anymore. Dad was at home. And this changes your life and changes those that you love most life. And you need to take advantage of it and be all you can be with 7K. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. And I hope to see you at our next big 7K getaway. It's going to be fabulous.